Yes guys, welcome back to the channel. So, in this video, I want to talk about the 2008 Boston Celtics who won the NBA Championship. I want to talk about, did they underachieve, or did they, just get what they were expected to get? So anyway, the starting team of that 2008 NBA Championship team: point guard, Rajon Rondo; shooting guard, Ray Allen; small forward, Paul Pierce; you got Kevin Garnett as your power forward, and Kendrick Perkins as your starting center. Then, your backup players, you got Tony Allen, you got Brian Scabbery, you got Eddie House, you got Ben Davis, and you got Leon Powell, and of course Doc Rivers as your head coach. So these people, they bet the Lakers in 2008 NBA Championship Finals. Bet them only in 6 games. They took a 2-0 lead. Then the Lakers stretched it out to a 6-game series. But at the time it was like a big three of Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, and Paul Pierce. And Rondo, I call it a big four almost, because Rondo was improving each and every year. So how they built this team? First of all, they started building this team in 2006 NBA draft, where they drafted Rajon Rondo, number 21 overall. I think he was meant to go to Phoenix or somewhere, but they got him at number 21. And he started his first season, the 6-7 season, as the backup point guard. And then in the 07-08 season, he was their starting point guard. Now, they already had Paul Pierce and Kendrick Perkins going into that 06-07 season, so they didn't draft or sign any of them. They didn't sign or trade for any of them. Now, in 2007 off-season, they traded Wally Schneiderek and Deontay West, plus the 5th pick for Ray Allen and Glenn Davis. So that's what I got, Ray Allen. Then the KG trade involved Boston gave up Sebastian Telfair, Ryan Gomez, Al Jefferson, Theo Ratfiller, Gerald Green, the 09 first round pick, and they returned Minnesota's first round pick. And for that they got Kevin Garnett, one of the best power forwards in the league, getting on a bit, getting their last years of his prime really. So Kevin Garnett was going all in this team, try and get his first ring and maybe even more rings. We'll get into that in a minute. And as I said, in their first season together, I'm going to call them the Big Four. Kendrick Perkins wasn't too bad either, but Big Four, they won the championship against the biggest rivals, the LA Lakers, and this is actually their last championship. But in that 07-08 postseason, Kevin Garnett, he was only 31 years old, as I said, so they had the rest of his prime. He averaged 20 points per game, 10.5 rebounds, so double-double, 3 assists, 3.3 assists, 1.3 steals a game, 1.1 blocks a game, shooting 49% from the field, 81% from the free throw line, and 25% from 3. Now, Paul Pierce was the MVP. He was only 30 years old. He averaged 19.7 points per game, 4.6 assists, 5 rebounds, averaging 1.1 steals, shooting 44% from the field, 30% from 3, and 80% from the free throw line. So, not too bad for Paul Pierce. Then Ray Allen, of course, he averaged 15.6 points per game, 2.7 assists, 3.8 rebounds, shooting 39% from 3, and 42% from the field, and also 91% from the free throw line. And he was only 32, so they had the rest of his prime as well. And as for Rondo, we'll get into his stats later on, but he was only 21 at the time. He averaged 10 points per game, 6.6 assists, 4.1 rebounds, 1.7 steals, shooting 69% from the free throw line, 40% from the field, and 25% from 3. So that's their 07-08 stats. Then the 08-09 season, well, they obviously didn't win that year. The Lakers, that was the first of 2. But in fairness to the Celtics, Kevin Garnett was injured in this series, in this playoffs. They lost to Orlando Magic with Dwight Howard and the boys. So without KG they struggled. Paul Pierce was the main man that season. He averaged 21 points per game that season, 3.1 assists, 5.8 rebounds, shooting 33% from 3 and 43% from the field. Then Rondo stepped up. He averaged 16.9 points per game, 9.8 assists, 9.7 rebounds, so almost a triple double, and shooting 65% from the free throw line, 41% from the field, and 25% from 3 again. So and Ray Allen that year, he went up actually. He averaged 18.3 points per game, and he also shot 35% from 3. So solid, but I suppose Kevin Garnett, it's a reasonable excuse not to be winning, but not to win. But still, with Rondo, Paul Pierce, and Ray Allen, you didn't expect him to get to maybe get to the finals. I don't think they didn't make the Eastern Conference Finals. The Cavaliers and Magic made that. So, they didn't get past the second round, which is pretty poor for defending champions, really. Especially with such a good team like that, all in their primes, except for Rondo, but he's improving. Then the 9-10 season, they made the finals this year again. They faced the Lakers again. They went to Game 7, but they lost in Game 7 at Staples Center. Now they Kevin Garnett back this season. He was 33, so getting on, but still not completely washed yet. He averaged 15 points per game and 7.4 rebounds. So that's his main stats for there. Paul Pierce, 18.8 points per game, 6 rebounds, shooting 39% from 3, so a big improvement from 3, and 43% from the field. So Paul Pierce, only 32, still giving a lot to the team. Rondo, 15.8 points this time, 9.3 assists, shooting 37% from 3, so an improvement, and 46% from the field as a 23-year-old point guard. So Rondo was improving. Playoff Rondo, obviously. Ray Allen, averaging 16 points per game, shooting 38% from 3, so still pretty efficient for Ray Allen. He was 34, so he's getting on a bit. Then the 10-11 season, they lost to the Miami Heat in the second round. Actually, they lost to Miami Heat in the 10-11 and 11-12 season. You know, that team, by then, Miami had their own big three of LeBron, AD, and D Wade. So, and this time, you know, you can see Kevin Garnett, he's dropping off even more, only averaging 14 points per game. And, well, they average 10.9 rebounds. But, you know, he's not sufficient. He's 34 years old at this stage, shooting 44% from the field. Paul Pierce, averaging 20 points per game, so he's still giving you something. You know, shooting 44% from 3 and 45% from the field as a 33-year-old. Ray Allen, averaging 18 points again per game, so Ray Allen still giving you something. And he shot 52% from the field as a 35-year-old and 57% from 3. So, like, Ray Allen, he's giving a lot at that stage from 3. So, you know, Ray Allen, he's still doing what he needs to do. Rondo, averaging 14 points per game and 9.6 assists. So, you know, 24-year-old, still going up there, almost hitting his prime. Now, in the 11-12 season, a step up for Kevin Garnett, actually, averaged 19 points per game. So, Kevin Garnett, at this stage, 35 years old. So, you know, he's still showing that he's in the last couple of years of his prime now. You know, 1.5 blocks actually every game and 10.3 rebounds. So KG, and shooting 49% from the field. So KG will still offer you something. Paul Pierce once again averaging 18 points per game, and you know, Rondo averaging 10 points per game. Sorry, that's Ray Allen averaging 10 points per game, so he's dropping off, but he's 36 at this stage. And Rondo averaged 17 points per game, 11 assists per game. So he's and 6.7 rebounds. So Rondo's improving as a 25-year-old point guard. But you know, at this stage, the wheels starting to fall off. You know, Ray Allen in 2012-13 season started out. Ray Allen joins the Miami Heat, so they formed their own big four now with LeBron, Ray Allen, D Wade, and Chris Bosh. And as we all saw in that finals back in 2013, Ray Allen hit that saving three-pointer, saved LeBron, and got him that championship. So, you know, Ray Allen still showed he's something left in the locker. He ended up playing for 2 more years with the Heat and packed it in then. Then that 2012-13 season for the Celtics, they lost the Knicks in the first round, and this was it then. This team was finished. Kevin Garnett, he was 36 years old. He moved to the center position this season, averaging 12 points per game. Still got 13 rebounds, shooting 50% from the field. And that's for Paul Pierce, averaging 19 points per game. He's just a scorer, Paul Pierce. He'll always get you buckets. He's 35 now. He's coming near the end. And Rajon Rondo was injured during the series, so he couldn't offer anything. And you know, you can tell the wheels have fallen off now at this stage. Then it has the 13 off season. They traded KG and Paul Pierce, and the big four ended. You know, but in fairness, they got a lot of stuff off Brooklyn for KG and Paul Pierce. You know, they got their future for that. They got people like Jalen Brown, I think, and Jason Tatum, those picks. So, you know, they didn't do badly shipping them off. But the video, what we're here to talk about is, did they underachieve? Now, I think they did. One championship, a big 3.5, you can call it. I think Rajon Rondo was still up. You know, I think it's a big 4, and I think they underachieved. You know, I think you need more than one ring for that. I think their window to win championships was between 2007-8 season and the 9-10 season. Now, they made 2 NBA finals between there, and KG was injured for 1 year. So, you know, if KG was, I think they should have won 2 out of 3. I think they could have repeated. Obviously, if you lose in the game 7, you're getting pretty close, you're unlucky. So, you know, you can't blame too much on that. But I think if KG's fit and healthy going into the 08-09 season, I think that's their season to win another ring. You know, go back to back. So overall, you know, I think they should have won more. They got unlucky as hell with the KG injuries in the 08-09 season. But, you know, I just think when you have a team like that, you should have won more. Now, after 09-10, going to the 10-11 season, LeBron had already made a big 3 in Miami. So you can't blame him for not getting out East in a year after that. You know, LeBron was in his absolute prime. D Wade was just leaving his prime, and Chris Bosh was in the middle, you know, not quite in his prime. Not, you know, Chris Bosh still offering you a lot, and you know, and you have an aging KG and Paul Pierce and Ray Allen there with a young point guard and Rajon Rondo. So you can't blame him for anywhere after the 09, 010 season. But I think in those 3 seasons, that was their window. 1 championship out of 3 isn't enough for me. I think at least 2 out of 3. So, you know, tell me in the comments. Do you agree with this? Do you disagree with this? Do you think they should have? Think one was all they could have won? Do you think 2 out of 3 is what they should have won, or do you think they should have three-peated, or even more extreme than that? Do you think they should have won in the Miami LeBron era? You know, maybe the 10-11 season. Who knows? But anyway, guys, that's the video. Make sure to like the video for the YouTube algorithm. Help me out. Subscribe if you're new. We're making videos every day until the 25th of December. So subscribe and turn on notifications, because there's going to be plenty of videos coming out. And if there's any NBA news, I will go live. But you'll get at least 1 video a day. So make sure to like, subscribe, turn on notifications. And last thing, if you have any videos you want me to make over the next coming days and weeks, make sure to leave them in the comments below. And I'm sure I can get that done for you guys. Anyway guys, with all that said, I'm out of here.